Hello. I'm going to do a little tutorial today about movable chord shapes that you use bar chords for. So this is moving up the neck with different shapes, and we're going to learn how to play like Louie Louie or a blues kind of thing with a 1, 4, 5 chords, and I'll explain what that means. And then we're going to do sitting on the dock in the bay. So you'll get 2 chances to practice moving those chords around as well as just learning about them. Okay, so we're going to start with an A chord. You should know an A chord like that. You usually use fingers 1 and 2. But in order to move it, we have to pretend we have a bar. There's already a bar at the top of your fretboard there, but we're going to use a bar like pretending this was up here waiting. And so then we can't use fingers 1 and 2 anymore. We have to switch our fingers. We're going to use fingers 3 and 4, your middle finger and your ring finger, to play the A. And you can pretend you have a bar chord here. It's not doing anything yet. But that's how we're going to finger the A so we can move it, because all we're going to do from then on is slide up, 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 up. When you slide it one time, you might think, oh, hey, that's a B flat chord. And it is. And you slide it again, and that's a B chord. Those are the ones we commonly play with that shape. But really, B flat and B chords are the same shape as an A chord. They just haven't added that bar on there. And it might not feel like it because you use different fingers, and it doesn't. But you don't have to use those fingers. Once you switch to these fingers, it's going to feel like the same shape as you slide it up the neck. Okay, so let's practice sliding that up. We're going to go from 0 to 7, and then I'm going to tell you what they all are, what the names of them are. But for now, we just go open. We're going to slide up with the bar on fret 1. Slide up again, the bar on fret 2, bar on fret 3, bar on fret 4, bar on fret 5, fret 6, and we'll finish at 7. Okay, so you played 8 different chords there, all with the same shape, just by moving your hand up, 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 up. If you are familiar with all the names of the notes, like on the piano, we go C, C sharp, D, D sharp. But there's 2 that don't have a black note in between, and there's no black note between E and F. I mean, they said it wrong before, between B and E, and also between E and F. Yeah, so if that doesn't make sense to you, you just have to accept it as a fact of life. I don't know why they named them that way. If you look at a piano, there's the 2 black keys and then the 3 black keys, and in between those groups, that's where there's no black key. And that's, I think, where the naming kind of comes from. But look here, this is the A-shaped chord. As we move up the neck, when there's on the 0 fret, just the open shape, that's our A. And then we've got B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. So those are the names of the chords you just played, going from 0 to 7. I'm going to post a picture of this. You can have it, or you just write it down on a piece of paper yourself. There's probably some fancy printout of it somewhere. But keep that in mind. Now, the ones that I put the little blocks here, they're important to remember, because in this open position, or going from the open shape and up the neck like this, these can, if you're in the key of A here, if you start with your A chord as your 1 chord, and then the ones that have the dots on your fretboard at the 5 and the 7, those where I also put the dots here, this is what we call your 4 chord and your 5 chord. Now you might be saying, like, that's not a 4, that's a 5, and that's not a 5, that's a 7. It's not the number of frets you're going up, it's the number of that in the scale. So in the A scale, it'd be A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D as the 4th, and then E is the 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes you get the sharps and flats mixed in there, but for this example, we don't have to worry about that. So we have A for the 1, D is our 4 chord, and E is our 5 chord. Now, normally when you want to play those 3 chords, if you do them in the way you normally know it, you've got your A chord and your D chord and then your E chord. That one's not so bad to slide, but sometimes you're moving around, and we want to practice just sliding in that shape up the fretboard to the 5th fret for our 4 chord, and then to the 7th fret for our 5 chord. We're going to play Louie Louie, and I'll play it for a quick so you get it in your head. We got Louie Louie, oh baby, now we gotta go. Yeah, 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 Louie Louie, oh baby. Okay, so all we're doing is making the A shape, remember, with the alternate fingers. And we got ba-da-da, that's your, and then we slide up to your bars on the 5th fret. Slide up again, so you're in the 7th fret. 1, and then back to 5, and then back to open. It'll take you a little while. Sometimes you have the markers on the side of your ukulele. Sometimes you don't. This one I don't, so you kind of have to peek over the top if you don't have them on the side to see. Or you can get a piece of a sticker or a piece of tape or something and mark it on the side if it's easier for you to see there where your finger's landing. But you'll get used to how far you're sliding the more you do it. Okay, let's play that a few times together. We'll be da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da, da-da. 1, 2, ready, go. Keep going, I'm gonna sing. Louie Louie, oh baby, now we gotta go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Louie Louie, oh baby, we gotta go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, nice. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the second shape, which is our F chord. F chord, you know, like that. So with fingers 1 and 2 again. We're going to do the same thing. Pretend we're using a bar, so we have to switch to fingers 2 and 3 to play that F chord so that you have this guy free. And we're going to slide it up the fretboard, exactly the same. Everyone makes the same shape. We just keep making different chords. Boom. All the way up to 7 again. Now here's the names of those chords. And we're on this other column here. If we're starting with the F chord, we've got F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B, and C. We end on C. Again, same thing, 1, 4, and 5. The F scale goes F, G, A, B flat, C. It's got a flat in there. So that's why the number 4 one is a B flat. But those are the keys in the scale. So the first note in the scale is F. That's what we call our 1 chord. F, G, A, B flat. Our 4 chord is the B flat, and C is the 5 chord. So we're going to play Louie Louie again, but we didn't change the key. Now we're going to play it in the key of F. So we're going to have your F chord there. Slide up to 5 again, and slide up to 7. Okay, same thing. You should feel exactly the same. You're just making a different shape with these 2 fingers, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Louie, whoops, sorry, ready, go. Louie, Louie, oh, baby, now we gotta go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, good. That gives you 2 ways of practice, the same song, just with different shapes and sliding up and down the neck. Now, the last thing we're going to do is take a different song, which is sitting on the dock of the bay, and play that using some of these chords. And I'll show you why you'd want to. If we play it with the regular chords, you know, your open chords, sitting in the morning sun. We already naturally play the B with the bar chord because that's the way you know it, right? The next chord is C. I'll be sitting. We go to a C chord, right? Sitting when the evening, and then you switch to your C, B, B flat, A. 4 fast chords together with that shape, this shape twice, and then an A. You usually want to switch back to these fingers, right? Well, the A part we learned we can just slide down. So those 3 are coming down. And if we look back at your list, oh, C was actually the 4th one in a row. So we're just going to make that A shape and go bum, 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 bum down the row and make it really easy. So the first chord of the song is G. Right now we're just going to play regular G. Sitting in the morning, B, sun. Now your C chord comes next. Don't do your regular C. Just slide up. So you're going to be on the 3rd fret. I'll be sitting when the... And then here comes our 4 in a row. The evening comes. You get better at that with practice. Da, da, da. I'm still not super good at it, but okay, so let's do that a few times before we go on to the next bit. It does the same thing twice in a row with each half of the verse. Already go, sitting in the morning sun, B chord, slide up, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. Back to G, watching the ships roll in, B, slide up for C, and I'll watch them roll away again. Okay, now the only time we really moved out of it was for the G chord. And that's fine, but if we want to keep that a bar chord too, our G chord was actually on the F shape on the 2nd fret. This is one that you'll probably start using a lot if you use these movable shapes and get to know that's a G chord. It sounds pretty much exactly like a regular open G chord. Sometimes when you move to these movable shapes, they sound different because they're higher or lower up the neck. But this is exactly in the same placement as the G chord. On the 2nd fret, the bar's on the 2nd fret. These, we're actually playing those 3 notes inside there. This is being played. We have this is a little different versus that's the only difference between those 2 chords. So this one has, and this one has, oh, I played it wrong. There we go. Okay, so if we want to do it all in bar chords, your G chord's going to be the F shape with your bar on the 2nd fret. So your bar, and you're doing the F shape. So it would be 4, 2, 3, 2, if you want to get your numbers in there. Okay, then to change from your G to the B, so sitting in the morning, we'll just slide over this guy to make the A shape. Sun. So all the only change is going from there to there. Sitting in the morning sun. One more time, we got a G chord, switching to the B. And then we slide up for our C chord, sitting in the evening come. I think that was the wrong words. And then same thing if we want to keep the bar, go back up to the 2nd fret, but move that finger back over to the F shape. The shape's being made by these 2 fingers. Watching the ships roll, slide it over in, switching that guy from F shape to A shape. G chord to B chord, in, slide up for C, and I'll watch them roll away again. Okay, now we're going to do the chorus also. The chords for the chorus are G, E, G, E, G, A, G, E. If we were to play that per regular chords, you'd be sitting on the dock of the bay. It's really quite tricky to switch from a G chord to an E chord. E chords people tend to hate anyways. I don't have a strap on this. It's a little hard to get your fingers all twisted around. So we're going to do both of them as the bar chords. We're going to do the G chord, bar the 2nd fret, and the F shape. This one we just did. And then the E chord, if you remember back on our list, it was the A shape all the way up on the 7th fret. This is a new way to play the E chord for you, where you slide all the way up. This was the top chord we did in our Louie Louie. So you bar the 7th fret and make the A shape. Okay, so we're going to go from G down here with the F. We're sliding and moving that finger. So we're on the F shape on the 2nd bar on the 2nd fret to make our G chord. Sitting in the dock of the, slide up to 7 and move that finger over to the A shape. A, watching the, back down and move that back over to F shape. Tide roller up, away, back to 7th fret in the A shape. One more time down to G, 2nd fret, F shape, sitting on the dock of the, now the next chord's A. Normally it'd be like, oh, A's up there, right? But we can just slide the G chord up 2 frets from G, bump, bump, to A. This is a really nice slide because it's just, and it sounds good with the song because it's raising up, sitting on the dock of the bay. Bay kind of goes with the sound of the music. Sitting on the dock of the bay. We just slid up, kind of like we did for Louie Louie, from the 2nd bar on the 2nd fret to bar on the 4th fret. And then back down, wasting time. And with an E, all up to your 7th fret. That sounds really cool there because you're like, and you can slide down if you want. Back to your. Okay, let's play the whole thing, the verse and the chorus, and I'll go really slow so you can, and I'll just say the names of the chords. I'll try to say the name of the fret I've got barred. Okay, starting with our G chord, 2nd fret barred, F shape. 1, 2, ready, go. Sitting in the morning sun. Slide up, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. 2 with the F shape, watching the ships roll in. Slide up, then I'll watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the all the way to E, bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the slide to 4, bay, wasting back downtown. E chord. Okay, hope that was fun. Let me know if you have questions or what wasn't clear, and I'll try to do some more of these if that's fun for you. All right, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.